Hello everybody and welcome to the PMP eSports event round 3 coming from Belgium today. I am joined by Kevin Harrison, also known as Aspect, except he isn't currently in the party right now. I'm not sure why, we might be having some issues. Also his that type always takes a while for his microphone to load in for me, but we're going to get underway with me just for now. We're going to have to wait for him to join and then I'll introduce him and everything, so you probably hear him say hello and then yeah, it will turn up. So we're going to be on board with LR Slim, but I think we've only got one round tonight because, well, it only says round 3 in Belgium. That's what I was told to give the title for the stream. So that's what we're going with today. We're just going to have to assume that it's one race because, frankly, I'm not too sure. But we're currently on board with LR Slimbo, so we're also going to get that lap data up. No, the telemetry is called, so we can see everything. Also, we're going to try and get the stream up on my phone because I haven't done that yet. But as LR Slimbo comes through the bus stop chicane to finish this lap, he's going to be the first one to finish a lap so far. He did have slipstream down the camel straight from his LR's teammate as he sets a 43.2, but then he gets beaten by PMP Nuremberg with a 43.0. And now here's Kevin. Hello, Kevin. Hello. This is my co-com. Hey, he's back again here at the PMP eSports event.
Hello Jack, hello stream, hello Belgium, and hopefully hello good racing.
Absolutely, I've just seen that PSG are absolutely dominating us in views with their 49 compared to our 5. So if we could have people turn up to the stream and beat PSG, that'd be absolutely fantastic because you have 2 eSports events going on today. We're going to go on board with somebody on the lap. It's going to be ART Ivan. ART aren't in this event, but we're just going to roll with it. He is with VER, I think that is. Ivan, he's one hub precision. Okay, he's invalidated, but Ivan, he's a new face today. He's normally a one hub precision tier driver. He fought with me in the one hub podium tier, which I won. He did that with me just last season. So Ivan, he's a pretty decent driver from what I know. Quite solid, I'd say, but currently we've got only a few people not set a lap yet. We're going to go on board with LR Julian, the one of only 2 LR drivers not set a lap. So last week we had FRO have a dominant Singapore race and still got a pretty decent Italy race. So currently we've got FRO sitting pretty at the top of the standings. To be fair, they deserve it. They did really well, great organisation, and everything about it.
And LR Julian just took pole by 0.02 of a second.
He did.
And
indeed.
If you look at the gap between 3rd and 4th, that's only 100th of a second separating them. 6th and 7th only have 3,000 separating them. So it seems like quite close. Small, it's like really close, small gap, really close, small gap, really close.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
last
that's
week,
always nice to see.
Absolutely, last week we had some really good racing from everyone. FRO, yes, they were dominant, but the racing wasn't boring. The driving standards were a bit interesting. But hopefully that's going to be different today. But this week we're going to have to want our host, PMP. They really need to pick up their game if they want to have any hope of finishing quite high up in this event, because right now, or in the first week, they didn't have a good time. They finished very far down the back of the grid, had a few crashes. It did not go well for them. VER and there's only 4 teams, isn't there? No, NLR and VER. They did okay. They did decent. It wasn't awful, wasn't great. Pretty met all round, but then you had LR, second best team, I believe, doing good. I'd say, I'd call it good.
Especially in the second race with the 1-2 that they took. I'm pretty sure. I was just looking. I'm not sure about the other teams, but I know FRL. I can see that they have 2 new faces replacing Ginger and Finlay, and crucially, potentially, Ginger might be a loss because if he was the one who took their one and only win last week of the 2 races, he took the win in Singapore, and now he's out. along with Finlay, replaced by Terror Racer and Luke. I know Terror Racer certainly could put in a good finish. I'm not sure about Luke. I think I've seen him at the start of the game. Haven't seen him in a while though. So we'll see what he can do.
I know Terror Racer. I know he can be quick. I raced with him in ILR, so I know he can be quick. I've raced with him in a couple of other leagues. So, FRL Terror Racer, somebody to look out for. Of course, the Ginger is going to be a huge loss for them, as he was their race winner. I was going to say best driver, but I'm not sure if best driver is the right word to describe him. But yeah, he was certainly a big aspect to the team, and we lost. Sorry, who was the other one?
Finlay.
Finlay. Yeah, he put in an effort in Singapore to keep everyone behind and let his team just kind of vibe up front. We even had somebody spin. I think it was Geordie.
That was Geordie.
I think Geordie might have.
Geordie or Polino?
One of those two spun. But because the gap was so big, because of Finley's effort he put in to keep everyone behind him, I mean, he just spun and he was able to continue and still beat them by 15 seconds or what it was. So FRL was just truly dominant last weekend, but weekend is a Monday. So yeah, last week FRL dominance, LR good, NLR and VER okay, PMP not great. But we are seeing a few more faces for VER. That's Pizza Parker and Ivan. Both of those I've raced with in one hub, and Pizza Parker not as quick as Ivan, so I think that's maybe a weaker lineup from last week from those. So yeah, I'd say that's quite a weak kind of driver lineup, because I know Ivan and Pizza Parker, they're decent drivers, they're alright, but I don't think they're quite top level, if I'm honest. But we've got most people going for their second round of laps right now. We're going to be on board with that last
one person on PMP who can certainly put in a performance is Nuremberg, who's in P5 at the moment. He's certainly on a lap right now. I've been watching him go through. If you want to go on board with him for the last part.
Yes, we will. Goes out quite wide, but you can track extend there, so that's okay. I mean, there's no rules about it, so why not? If you can get an advantage, use it. But his lines are just so sleek. He uses up all of that track. Just the way he just coaches it through. It's really smooth and really nice to see. You notice that with the better drivers, maybe not better drivers, the higher tier ones. You know, you just to see the way they drive, how smooth and sleek it is.
Yeah, and a small improvement here could put him at least third. And he puts it on pole with a 42.5.
That's 3 tenths quicker. Basically. About 2.5 tenths quicker than Julian, so big lap from Nuremberg. You said he can do big things, and he has done big things. I've just seen a couple of yellow flags. I'm not sure if that's people letting people through or what that is, but we're going to see the second wave of laps coming through. Polino Bros cannot beat Nuremberg's time. He's still a tenth off of him. Right, it's about half a tenth. But here comes Elam Crew. He's a new face for LR. Oh, he pulls into the pits. Never mind. FRO Geordie, he comes around. He's currently in P4. What can he do? Looks like it's going to be a decent time. 42.9. Not bad. It's a half a tenth improvement from his last lap, so not as good as he'll be hoping. But PMP Nipro, he looks like he's going quickly. Here he comes, coming into the bus stop chicane. I think this could be a decent lap from Nipro, actually. He was pretty quick last week, but it just didn't quite come off for him. So short shifts up to third, exit. What can he do? This looks like it's going to be a pretty decent time. It's going to be 43.1, which puts him only 7th right now. So we've got a few new faces. VAR, Compassion, the only one I can actually see of the VAR lads with a name. I think NLR are mostly unchanged.
Oh, I've just caught a spin from Julian.
Julian, where's his name?
Luckily he's...
oh, yeah.
He hasn't hit anything. It was a bit of a better place to spin. I'm not sure if he was on a lap, though. If he was, then that lap is in the bin. Most certainly. I've been
Someone
looking,
else just spun. I think. Oh, they were them people through. Sorry.
I've been looking at the drivers, and I've noticed that actually both of last week's race winners, being Ginger and Ghosts, not showing up for their teams today. So
okay.
I would say if someone who wins your race isn't showing up, that is a bit of a loss, unless the person replacing them is really up there. But Yeah, both race winners from last week not here.
Yeah, for sure. That's going to be a loss for both teams. Because, I mean, your race winner, I would normally think you'd put that driver in because, well, he's a race winner, isn't he? He's clearly one of the strongest in that race. I'd say putting him in your team would be the best option, but both the teams deciding not to and going with a different lineup. So, you know, we've got a few new faces to get used to as VAR Compassion goes fourth fastest. A new driver, new face, not bad from him. So, looking at it, I think we're going to be seeing another exciting race coming up.
It looks not sure. I think Ivan's coming around the final two corners. Oh no, never mind. Yeah, just that.
I hear one of your sisters having fun in the background, but as someone's starting, it sounds like someone's trying to break into your house, Kevin. But
we'll ignore that.
We will ignore that. A few drivers coming out for an outlap terror race. I don't know. Oh yeah. Where's the pit lane come out here? It doesn't go up El Rouge anymore. I don't know why I started wondering where the pit exit was, but a few drivers coming out for their outlaps now to go for their final soft run. Only 3 and a bit minutes remaining, so maybe a bit early to come out, but still people doing it all the same. So yeah, I'm expecting another exciting race. I really like Belgium. This was my mum's first Grand Prix she went to in 2008, where Massa unfortunately lost the title that year. It always breaks my heart, but this is my mum's first ever Grand Prix, so that's very nice. And my first Grand Prix was Silverstone. Both iconic tracks, but I'd much rather go to Belgium. So yeah, I'm excited for this race. Longest track on the circuit. Good English 101. It's the longest track on the calendar, and because it's 25% race, we're only going to have 11 laps. Those 11 laps, about 1 minute 46 race pace. I have no idea. 1 minute 40 something on the race pace is what we're going to be expecting. So still a pretty long race. To get a good lap around here, you need to continue.
Okay, that's going to be McCrew. So McCrew is going to be the first person to start his flying lap. He's coming through turn 1 if you want to take him, Jack.
Yes, so we'll take him indeed, but as I was saying, to get a good lap on this track, you need to get every corner as right as you can, because it's so long. You know, there's normally quite big gaps, I'd say, after a mistake, so momentum, I think, is key around this track, but coming down the Kemmel Straight, a really, really long straight, DRS is going to be crucial there, coming into the Lacombe chicane, shifting down this side, getting a lot of that curb, really taking all the curb. He says a purple sector 1. You can see the way he's using the track, just gaining those extra little bits of time. My least favourite corner, I've forgotten what it's called, but I hate it. I always lock up and lose the car, but then into No Name, or X as it's called now, I think that was it, and then pull on. Also hate this corner, because I'm bad at it. I always go wide. You need to make sure you don't go too wide, otherwise you will invalidate your lap time. As you can see, he just kisses the curves, because he's actually good at this game, unlike me. Except we've got Pizza Parker ahead of him who needs to move out the way, so he doesn't compromise McCrew's lap time, but I think this is going to be a good lap. I think this could challenge for pole, if I'm honest. He might actually get slipstream from Pizza Parker, never mind. He moves out of the way, which is probably right. He's 2 tenths up on his time, which won't put him pole, actually. He will only go around maybe 3rd if he can pull this lap together, but maybe through the bus stop he can gain a lot of time through Blanchimont. Nice flat out section in the wet that can sometimes turn into a slight braking zone, so if we see wet weather here today, it could be interesting coming into the bus stop chicane, shifting into first, as TRL Limitless would say, for that extra rotation. Coming across the line, he's going to go, oh, only 5th. So I think he lost a lot of time though, coming to the bus stop chicane, so that's only disappointing for McCrew. He won't be able to set another lap without destroying his tyres, I don't think, so yeah, he pulls over, he's not doing anything more. As we've just seen FRL Geordie, he's invalidated his lap time. So one of the best drivers from last week has invalidated his lap time. It's most likely going to start falling down the grid with FRL Luke. He's just started his lap, coming into the first corner. Also, that could be absolute scenes of a first corner, as we know from 2012 Belgium, as Romain Grosjean made a bit of contact with Hamilton and big crash. and we also saw that in 2018. So the first corner, like Italy, you have to be very careful not to crash anyone. But the FRL lads giving each other slipstream, which is the right thing to do. As you can see, FRL Luke just sucking up that slipstream from Terror Racer, giving him 212 miles an hour because I live in the UK, which is disappointing despite it being Irish. I don't use kilometers an hour because I'm a peasant. But yeah, 212 miles an hour come down the Kemmel Straight. That's just ridiculous speeds if I'm honest, but I couldn't imagine going that fast. But FRL Luke, I think he wants to get a good time. It looks like FRL just aren't as strong around this track than they are around Singapore or Italy, so maybe a little less practice, the new driver lineup not quite working for them. But Geordie, he's currently sitting in 6th, but I imagine he's going to fall down the order as more banging comes from Kevin's house. Love it. But I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm pointing that out. It's interesting, he's got sisters, you know how it is. But got a few people in the chat supporting NLR, a bit of FRL. Yeah, nice to see some people coming supporting the team.
Polino Bros currently in second is on lap. He hasn't validated yet. His first sector was pretty much bang on the same as his original lap. He goes almost 3/10 quicker in the second sector, and he's also going to get a bit of slipstream off his fellow teammate Terror Racer, so that's making use of the slipstream as Luke got off someone, I guess was Terror Racer as well, on his lap.
Yes, he did.
So yeah, so coming through the bus stop, he's meant to be 3/10 up. We'll see if he can keep that up in the final sector. He is going to put it on provisional pole of 42 point pretty much 3, we'll say.
Can Albon change that though?
He goes about 2/10 quicker than Nuremberg, who is finished for the day, and it looks like that's it.
That is it indeed. Polino Bros putting in an absolute quad lap that was, getting a bit of slipstream from his FRL teammate Terror Racer, which probably really helped him. Same with Luke. So FRL, I think they've got their teamwork sorted, and that's why they're doing so well, because they're working together. They've got the teamwork, the communication. I mean, Terror Racer, yes, he's down in 11th, but despite being down instead of trying to improve his time maybe, he decided to help out his team, give that slipstream so they could be higher up, which means 1st and 3rd for FRL, which is, I mean, almost as good as you want, really. It's almost a 1-2. But yeah, we got Polino Bros on pole by almost 2/10, so really good lap from him, the Italian. And then you got Nuremberg in P2, decent lap for him, hoping to revive PMP's chances. Luke comes in P3 for FRL, helping their title defence, I was about to say their title lead. Nipro in P4, we got a string of Dutch people, 5 Dutchmen, all in one place.
I was going to mention that.
So PMP getting a 2 on 4. Got Julian in P5, P6 is Compassion, 7 is LL McCrew, 8th is FRL Geordie. If he does well, despite being Scottish, he's going to be called British, because we know what happens when a Scotsman does well. They instantly get called British. Then we have the Daneman of Kasagi down in 9th, and 10th was somebody else, which I didn't get to see on stream, but we'll be able to read all that out on the formation lap. So, looking at this route,
yeah,
you've got Finley in chat.
I had a look, by the way. Over half the grid is Dutch.
Really?
11 people are Dutch.
That's madness. I mean, clearly F1's become popular in the Dutchland, in the Netherlands. So, that's something interesting. I would never expect to see half of a grid being Dutch unless it's a specifically Dutch league. But no, this is an eSports event, so clearly the Dutch are favoured by these teams. Not sure why, maybe they're just quick. So anyway, we're going to wait for people to put on their setup, not put on the setups, put on their strategies, which will probably be a soft medium, because it's Belgium and this is 50% race. They've changed it to 50%, so it's going to be soft medium, I imagine, for most of the drivers, unless someone wants to, unless it's a safety car or something, then maybe they'll try and go for a soft hard, go for a bit longer. So yeah, should be interesting. We now got 50% race.
At a track like Belgium, I think it's maybe it's like a specific thing that they thought it should be 22 laps, because I mean 11 laps isn't. I mean, it's a long track, but 11 laps of racing, if you get a safety car as well, forget about it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, because normally on a safety car, you'd have about 3 laps under the safety car with 11 laps, and you had at least one safety car. That means you'd be down 8, 9 laps, and that's just not really what you want. So, change of format today, which is going to be fun. NLR Sven. I'm going to call him Sven because that sounds a bit better. He's actually been disqualified. So, same with Hardly Beam. So, I think they made contact, which is not what they want. But anyway, people in the chat, give us your race prediction for this race today around Belgium. Kevin, I'm going to ask you, who do you think can come out on top on this race?
I'm gonna say Polino, Jordi Nuremberg.
Okay.
FRL 1-2.
Jordi coming from P8. Okay. That's interesting. I was going to say
And
Polino.
then Polino kind of commands the race, I think.
I was going to say Polino and Luke, and then followed by Nipro. I think kind of the front four is going to stay the same. The FRL lads will try and work together because they're good at that. We're seeing Callum Anderson saying Nuremberg for his race prediction. So Nuremberg being rated quite highly from us today as well. The man himself. So, he deleted his message. And we got Joss, Caesar guest that says Joss the boss in P1, Jordi P2, Luke P3, Polino P4. So, in conclusion, we got an FRL fan. I mean, we almost saw that. Great unbiased opinion indeed.
Yeah.
We saw that from a FRL really commanded last week's race, but we are about to get underway very shortly. I'm excited as I mash my chair, I'm sorry. But I'm very excited. Last week we were treated to some great racing. Then we got 22 laps of the legendary Spa-Francorchamps circuit. That's half the greatest Dutch, which is a huge number of Dutch people. I never thought I'd see so many Dutch people in one place other than the Max Verstappen grandstand.
Yeah, and if looking at the quality times as well, I think we're going to see a lot of battles spread out throughout the field.
Absolutely. But anyway, for some reason I'm on board with Polino. Okay, there we go. The 5 red lights are on. And they're gone, and we are racing in Belgium. Coming into the first corner, looks like Polino gets a good start. Nuremberg is going to try and take it side by side with his first corner. Polino comes over to the outside. No moves being down, made to the inside. I can't see anything going on right now. Nuremberg drops down to P3. Nuke and Nuremberg going side by side through the first couple of corners. Coming up El Rouge and Radion. They don't want to take side by side through here, otherwise we might see a few crashes. Nuremberg keeps P2 right now ahead of FRL Luke in third place right now.
Already.
Oh my. We saw this last week, didn't we?
Now,
why are you boring?
What do people go for? Because a safety car this early, hard to the end, it's possible, and they go quite well around here as well. They don't really die off compared to a soft medium strategy. It can rival and very much beat it by quite a bit. I think this track is a bit like a Japan with the hards.
Yeah.
If you go on them early, you can really get a good strategy going. So it'd be interesting to see who comes in the pits. Even the top guys could go for it because it is a good strategy.
Yeah, for sure. I don't even know why the safety car came out. I think it was Ivan. I think Ivan spun. I mean, no one's really had that much of a dramatic crash, if I'm honest, so I don't know why we had a safety car. I mean, Ivan's got a plank, but other than that, I don't see really why. I was just getting hyped up. I was ready for the camel straight. I was about to get all bouncy, so that was kind of boring. Just came off El Rouge on radio and they had none of it. So, Riley, I think it was Ivan, but I'm not too sure. So, in conclusion, like the Hearts you said, people could go for that, the new interesting strategy, which could happen. But I want to listen to you about going on to the Hearts, and it completely ruined my race. So, I don't like the Hearts. I think they're awful and they feel like I'm driving a tugboat. So, yeah, it's interesting. Most of the outside the top 10, other than 2 people being Mitchell and Sven, they decided to go with the soft tyres. Everyone else went with the mediums. So who's going to pull into the pits? Anyone?
Julian is in. Julian has gone for it, and also
McCrew,
LR McCrew. So a few of the LR guys going for it seems.
Yeah, it seems that way. I've just seen someone's going to be putting on the mediums. It's going to be hards for somebody else. And then mediums for Julian, so I don't think he could take the mediums to the end though, let's be honest. mediums won't last until the
That
end,
is
so
an
I think we
interesting
could be
source you
seeing
could
some
call.
people going with a two-stop. 3 of the people who pit, I even goes for the softs or the mediums. Hards. Okay, that was interesting. So we got 2 people going for the mediums, being Mitchell and McCrew. The other 3 going on with the hard tyres. So this safety car is brought out a couple of strategies from people. Most people stick with the softs and gonna go with their normal strategy, which I think I would personally go with. I would personally stick with my normal strategy and just go soft medium, because you never know if there might be another safety car. I've seen up to 4 safety cars happen in a race. You had that yesterday, actually, Kevin. You had 4 safety cars in one race. So if they managed to pull off that feat, I mean, we only made it through one corner, really. The entire grid made it through one corner before a nice solid safety car came out. So
If we get 4 safety cars in this race, we won't have any racing.
if we had 4 safety cars, 3, 6, 9, 12. We'd have over half the race on the safety cars, so please don't. That's all I can say. Let this be the only and last safety car of this race. Callum's saying hards are at least 2 seconds a lap slower. I wouldn't say they're 2 seconds a lap slower, would you?
I wouldn't say that. I mean, they're obviously slower being the hardest tire, but I mean, compared to mediums, there isn't a massive gap. It's like, as I said, I think the gap between hard and
Someone's spun!
mediums is
Someone's
similar
spun
to
on the
Japan.
safety car, it's Nürnberg! I'm trying to
That
get on
is,
his onboard. Nürnberg? How?
Is that a bottle or was he hit?
I'm not sure. I haven't seen a penalty. So
Oh, and
Nürnberg.
he's got, he's went straight into the wall and lost his whole wing.
Okay, so
he didn't have
Nürnberg.
to lose his wing like that, but
Now he's going to get a wing change anyway. But Nürnberg, he's made an absolute fatal mistake. I say fatal because that is fatal for his team. PMP. They could have been saved this weekend. They could have been saved by Nürnberg getting a nice.
well, actually, yeah, Nuremberg could have done quite well for them, but they
Yeah,
also
bro.
do have Kasagi down in 6th.
Oh yeah.
He's not looking too bad.
I think PMP needed this. I think they needed everybody to see to finish in that kind of top 6 area to be able to compete, which they almost were. But Nuremberg, bottle, he hits the wall under the safety car, and as most people say, of course, I think Ericsson hit him. So thanks, lads, love that. So that's not what PMP like to see. I have no idea how that happened.
It seems like one of those moments. Like I think Ericsson is, because I don't know what actually happened really. So you may as well blame it on Ericsson.
Yeah, may as well. I mean, I'm not sure how or why this happened, but you know, they're just gonna have to live with that now, which is really disappointing for them. Apparently, FRL have got a new livery, which I'm trying to see.
Yeah, I've noticed that it seems quite
bit
nice.
more-
I won't lie.
Actually, somebody says that they prefer the FRL's first livery. I think I'd prefer this one. I think it looks quite cool. It's just got a little extra something to it, and when in doubt, blame Ericsson, says Andreas. So nice to see you here. But in conclusion, FRL 1-2, FRL P5 as well,
and
P9.
yeah, I was gonna say Jordy coming through the fields. I did say he would, and he's done that so far. All he has to do is put himself in a podium position.
He does. I mean, to be honest, FRL, I think they're in the driving seat again, because Luke and
They've seen
Polino, they can kind of just back up the Compassion and PMP Nipro, so they can get their friend FRL Geordie to go up into the podium places, and then they just try and pull away. So, yeah.
Yeah, 3 of the top 5 are FRL, and FRL also have all 4 of their cars in the top 10.
Yeah.
So pretty much very good numbers for them.
The only team to have that, really. So, yeah, FRL are clearly the dominant force in this event, I'd say. So, we've got the safety car restart.
I think Livid will be a bit livid about this, and they might want to maybe show FRL, or try to show FRL who's boss, and maybe try and come back through the field. They do have 7th and 8th to call their own, so maybe they can make up some places, as I think Polino has actually gone now, and it's been a great restart from him.
Yeah, he has, but Terrorizer just got a penalty down the back.
Oh my god, it's a wait, is it a safety car? Again?
I don't think so. I think that might just be a glitch. As they go across the line, we're going to have to wait and see.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, they're racing again. There's
there.
been an overtake at the back. Pizza Parker just overtaken Julian. I can't see anything being made into the first corner just yet. We've got the first 6 people on the softs right now. No moves being made into the first corner from most people. Julian side by side with Peter Parker. They're fighting right now. Peter Parker's just gone up the inside, coming into the first corner. It's 2 LR fellas on 1 VER boy. It looks... Oh, he's being dominated really by LR, except it's a huge gap between them now. 2 seconds as they're fighting. Coming out Pearl Rouge ready on. I hope I don't see anyone trying to overtake through there. The LR fellas just going to give each other slipstream right now. They're going to overtake Julian quite easily. Up the front of the field, I can't really see too many overtakes going on. It looks like they're maybe even going 3 wide up the straight. I can't see any overtakes being made right now. Except Peter Parker's just losing positions right now. Coming through Lacombe. Someone's locked up. It's one of the LR people. He's just gone off. They're going side by side coming through Lacombe. They're just this kind of bunch at the back, just all fighting together, and there's a big gap. Above that, but one of the NLR people had to cut Lacombe due to them NLR fighting as well. One of them's just gone up the inside. Here comes LR as well. They've just left the door open for one of the LR people. I'm not sure who that is. It looks like McCrew. McCrew trying to fight his way back through. That rhymed. That was quite cool. But yeah, it's an interesting restart. I'm not sure if NLR are communicating, but they almost left the door wide open for one of the NLR lads to just kind of sneak back through. But so far at the front, it looks like FRL still commanding it, and I'm not sure we've seen too many changes of position. It's mostly all the fighting going down back here. He's got NLR Sven. He's on the back of Ivan now. He's getting really close to the back of him. McCrew also close to the back of, I think that's DJ Dio. So, this is interesting. Coming down through this straight and Blanchimon. Slipstream also a big thing down this straight. So, Polino's just been overtaken by... Oh no.
Was there... Oh no, Polino's lagged out.
He has
he's
indeed.
Down the field.
That's going to be FRO's chance of 1-2.
That is unfortunate for him.
It really is.
I'm not sure if they're allowed to join back either. I hope so, but I kind of doubt it.
I'm not sure either, but we're going to continue with the fighting. That's really disappointing for FRL, but Hardy Beam is just following Terror Racer up El Rouge and ready on. Here it comes. He's going to have the slipstream coming down the Camel straight. Terror Racer has a bit of slipstream from his deceased teammate Polino. Here comes Harley Beam. Terror Racer goes over to the inside, coming into the Lacombe. Can Harley Beam go around the outside? Can he try it? He looks like he's staying there. They're kind of going side by side. Oh, Harley Beam had to back out there. There's no way he was going to be able to pull that move off. He had to sit behind Polino Bros, just dropping back and back and back. Mitchell's just overtaken Pizza Parker at the back. But we're going to go up to Geordie, who's behind Nipro now. Yeah, you've got Luke and Compassion up front, and there's almost a second gap between Nipro and Compassion. But Geordie, he wants to get himself up into these podium positions. We've got one of the PMP cars, FRL and PMP, so we kind of got PMP surrounding that one FRL fella. So, this is interesting. FRL are a man down. They've lost one of their drivers, which is going to be a huge loss for them. Which is, not good. Not good at all. But luckily, they've still got Luke in the lead right now, coming down to Blanchimon. I'm just going to call the entire thing Blanchimon because I don't know specifics. Geordie, he's behind Nipro, but I'm not sure he's that straight line speed. He's not going to be close enough coming into the bus stop. DRS is enabled, I believe, this lap. So looking at everything, we got Mitchell just overtaking Polino Bros. I got excited then, except no moves being made just yet coming into the bus stop chicane as Compassion just set another fastest lap. I mean, I've just been told in the chat it's 3 different cars in top 3.
He has actually touched with Luke. Compassion into turn 1 broke a bit later than Luke. Kind of outbraked himself as well. He has touched with Luke in turn 1. I'm not sure if that's going to be a bad thing. Hopefully it's not, because if he makes that move, then I mean it could be blamed on the first corner. He's going to pull to the right or left, sorry. And it looks like he has that move done. He does up into the lead, but in turn 1, he hit Luke, so...
Yeah, I mean...
I'm not sure.
I can't see any wing damage, so I don't think it's too dramatic, but Crew and Mitchell having a little fight down the back. Oh, they've cut Lacombe as well. I've seen a lot of people really struggling through the comment. I think someone's going to go side by side. It's one of the NLR people, sorry. Polina Bros is back. He's down in P20 though. He's most like, oh, Peter Parker just got a huge wiggle. He locked up and almost lost the card. The NLR fellas, they look like they're fighting again. They did this last week and they just lost each other time. So, our NLR gonna do team orders this week. I'm not sure, except they're gonna go side by side, covered it through Puon. It's Nuremberg. He's trying to fight his way back through after his bottle. He wants to come back. He wants to show that he has still got the pace. He overtakes Peter Parker through Puon. Ivan gets let through by Peter Parker. Peter Parker, I'm not sure he has the pace today. But up the front, we've had a change of order. So we got VER Compassion going up into P1. Luke is down into P2. Jordy is in P3. So now we got FRL 2-3. So it's still not an awful race for them. But we got PMP in 4 and 5. VER currently leading this race in P1. So that's pretty interesting. NLR going side by side. DJ, Dio and Mitchell. I wonder if they're going to let them through. Yes, it will be. Mitchell lets him through. Nuremberg is behind them though. I think lots of fast lap being set. Here comes Nuremberg. Is he going to go up the inside, covered into the bus stop chicane? It looks like he's going for it. One of the NLR lads goes wide. I think that was Mitchell. No, sorry, it was DJ D. We had to cut the bus stop chicane. He's going to lose positions here. He's just got 5 second time for corner cutting. Here comes Nuremberg. He's in the middle of these three. He's gone 3 wide into the first corner. It's NLR on the outside, NLR on the inside. Nuremberg in the middle. Mitchell goes up the inside, covered into the first corner. Nuremberg is still in the middle of those. We had a nice little view coming from one of the VR. Oh, one of them's in the wall. I have no idea how that's happened. I think he just lost the traction. But through El Rouge and Rodion, looks like that's DJ DL just pushing Nuremberg. Will he be able to make the move coming down the Kemmel Straight? I think he might be able to do if he has the better setup. Coming, yeah, he looks like he's able to do it. Can Nuremberg fight back into Lacombe? No, he just kind of moves over. They're still going side by side at the back though. It looked like coming through Lacombe. VER currently in front of NLR. Sorry, I'm not seeing many people's names right now. It's Sven and Peter Parker fighting, but yeah, one of them just spun and hit the wall. I think it was Mitchell. Yeah, it was Mitchell. Look, he's just got a really fat plank on the front of his car now. So I'm not sure what happened there, but we're seeing a lot of people just spinning and losing traction right now. They're not having a good time. Mitchell can't blame it on the hard side because he's on the mediums, which should be grippy at this point in the race.
Yeah, I've been watching. Is there someone around us? Hardly Beam down in 12.
It is.
Maybe not round. Okay, no, I think it is. Let's have a look.
Yeah, I'm looking at that. I think he just spun.
He lost it. I'm not sure if that was helped by another driver, but I assume he just lost it on his own. And down to 17th from, I think, what was close to like the top 10. I think it was like 11th or 12th.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened to him.
Though he's going to come back at Pizza Parker, though.
Sorry, DG Deo and Nuremberg are also having a little bit of a fight. Covered into the bus stop chicane. He looks like he's going for a lane move around the outside of Nuremberg. Covered into the bus stop. I don't think he's ever going to be able to pull off that. But Harley Beam and Peter Parker having a little fight. Peter Parker looked like he might just cut the bus stop chicane. He has to let Harley Beam back through. Except Sven is sitting behind this. Maybe he's going to go for a move. Harley Beam. Sorry, that was Peter Parker moving over to the outside. Covered into the first corner. No moves being made just yet. Except look at Sven. He wants to get past Peter Parker. Coming up El Rouge and Radio. And we've just had Luke overtake Compassion coming into the Lacombe chicane. I do believe we have somebody in the pits. That's Mitchell going in for a wing change. Peter Parker. Oh, hang on. Sven's just had an absolutely amazing run through El Rouge and Radio. Peter Parker, he's got the DRS and Harley Beam. Sven's going to follow in that slipstream. He's going to pull over to... Oh, that was lag. Okay, they're going to go 3 wide, coming into Lacombe. One of them has to back out. He's all made contact. One of the NLR lads. Oh, they just swooped side by side through Lacombe. That was Harley Beam and Sven getting past Peter Parker. Absolutely fantastic from those two. A little bit of a mistake, banging wheels, but they just went around the outside, down the inside. That looked beautiful. Oh, wow. Peter Parker is struggling with his brakes through those few corners there in Sector 2. He just seems to almost be hitting into the back of people as he locks up, loses the rear of the car sometimes, which is not what he wants. LR Bjorn is behind his LR teammate of Slimbo, who's behind Nipro, and Nipro behind Casa G. So, we've got PMP LR. So, looking at this, we've got some good fighting on our hands, but at the front we've got a 3-way fight. We've got FRL Luke in front, Compassion, sorry.
Yeah, Casa G was behind Jordan. He was following him in the slipstream and DRS, but it looks like in the last few laps at least he has fallen off. And actually, he's fallen off. He's going to come into the pits now for a bit of an undercut. As actually the one of the top two of the top 3 at least, are also coming in for a pit stop, it looks like. So we'll see who wins out in that battle.
Yeah, so I think this is the time for the soft runners to be pitting now. As you've just seen, we had 3 of them pit. That's Luke, Compassion, and Sven. No, I have no idea. Somebody else pit at that time. But now it's going to be Nipro and Geordie to pit this lap, I imagine. Oh.
Luke has put a car in between himself and Compassion now. So Compassion will have to overtake another car. So Luke might be able to make
Oh, someone's almost missed fun! There's a bit of contact at the back. Sorry, there's a bit of the pack is Bryn. I think Bryn made contact with somebody. Julian almost went round, and Benny, he had a little bit of a slip and slide as well. I think he hit into one of them. I think Bryn might have hit Julian and almost spun. So that was interesting. I'm not sure what happened, but I think a bit of wheel banging, a bit of spinning, and somebody hit into someone. I think Benny might have wing damage from that. He does. He's got left front end plate damage. Left front end plate. I always say that. Left end plate damage on his front wing. So that's going to be catastrophic for PMP. They're not having a good time in this event. Bryn, I think that was a mistake from him. I know in another league, there's been quite a few complaints about his driving standards. So maybe that's coming into play again. That was not good from him. Very disappointing. If it was his fault, I'm not too sure. So I'm not going to make a comment.
Looking at the fight for the lead though, Compassion has been held up so much by DJ Dio. Going through Sector 2, he just couldn't find a way through, so you can see Luke has made quite the gap. And this could be a chance for Geordie. Geordie was following behind these two. If you remember, he was quite close to the lead. We'll see where he will come will come out. I think obviously his FRL teammate will go through, but where will he come out in comparison to Compassion? Where is he? He's going to come out side by side, it looks like, and Compassion just gets him.
Yeah, he does indeed. Coming up, Hell Rouge and Radion. That means it's going to be Nuremberg just pushing Luke through here. He's going to have the DRS, I do believe. Yes, he does. He's going to be able to blitz past him down the Camel Straight. It just kind of depends who at the back can get past him as well. Except I think Nuremberg might have really good straight line speed. Or Luke does, sorry.
Oh,
but Nuremberg.
Geordie went for a move on Compassion, but he wasn't able to make it work. Luckily, he makes he doesn't get damage. But he had a look, but he wasn't enough side by side for that, I don't think.
Yeah, I think I saw a little bit of that. We've got a huge train though coming from P8 all the way down into P13. So this is going to be an interesting fight as we have Compassion and Luke fighting for the win, of course. Everyone else in front of them still has to pit, but this means that the fight for the podium and the win is still very, very close right now. So hopefully we're going to see some fantastic racing from everybody here. A few of the people in this little fight on the hard slow as well, so they might drop off compared to the fresh mediums, which is great for them, but never mind, eh? But here comes PMP, Casa G behind Ivan, getting very close to him. He's going to have the slipstream through Blanchimon, so will he be able to make a move into the bus stop? I'm not so sure. It looks like he's just kind of dropped off from him there. Luke, oh, he's got to go side by side with Nuremberg actually, coming through Blanchimon. Oh, he's got past him. Nuremberg, can he do anything about that? He has on the hard tyres, don't forget. Coming into the bus stop, he's not going to be able to make a move on Luke, so... Oh, they get so close though.
Yeah,
Look
that's
at
gonna
Compassion
hold up Compassion a little bit and maybe give Geordie a look at trying to get him now. Compassion looks to not have had a great exit either. We'll see how his exit is off of the first corner. Geordie has actually dropped back, so it doesn't look like Geordie's going to be able to take advantage of this.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it, but coming up, Hell Rouge ready on onto the Camel Straight. This is when Nuremberg's probably going to get past Luke again. It happened last lap, and it's going to happen again, I think. Here he comes. Yep, there he goes. See you later. Happy days for him. What's going to happen a little bit further back, though? What was that? You went,
No, I was going to say something, but I read it wrong, so...
Okay, never mind. We're going to carry on watching other people. So we just kind of got a train going on right now. I think it's going to kind of turn into a slipstream DRS train. It's got a beautiful helicopter shot, which is the first. Oh, hang on. Who's that going up the inside? It was that Casa G. He's trying to fight Ivan. He's going for everything right now. He almost went up the inside on Ivan. He tried it. Is he going to go up the inside through P1? He's going to go for it. Casa G up the inside. He gets it done. Ivan has to drop down into P13. Except to look at PMP Nipro as well. He's going to try and go for it. The two PMP lads trying to get past Ivan. Oh, very close. No move opening up for Nipro just yet. He's going to push Ivan. I keep almost saying ART, but he's not in ART anymore. Is Ivan? He's in VER. So, I think Nipro, if he can get a good exit, and through Blanchimont can maybe overtake Ivan, but I think Ivan's got good straight line speed. Not Sloan seems to be able to get past him.
Yeah, I have to go back to the overtake that Kasuchi did on Ivan, though. Down the inside there, it's so balls.
Oh, and here comes Nipro. He's going to go up the inside, coming into the bus stop. Chicane, sorry to cut you off there. Nipro goes up the inside of Ivan. Ivan turns into the inside for the next corner. He's a little bit of wheel bang, but that's okay. Ivan does really well to be able to hold on to that position. Is there going to be a move into the first corner? No, not just yet. He's going to hold it behind him for the Camel Straight. Bryn pits for the softs. 10 laps on the softs. I think that's going to be quite tricky to do, if I'm honest. So Nipro, he wasn't able to make that move on Ivan. It was good that he tried to go for it in the bus stop. He said that's only lost some time. So coming through Radion, oh, look at the speed he's got on Ivan. Does Ivan even get DRS? He does, which is going to really even out this fight. We've just had Geordie go past Compassion. Sorry, I can't see that right now. We're going to go
up the road is making a move as well on DJ Dio. Oh, and he's actually went into him.
Oh God, they have crashed.
DJ Dio's out.
Oh no! I didn't see that. I was focused on the other thing. I've just noticed that they went wide. I was like, oh, okay, they've gone wide. But they've actually crashed. And DJ Dio is out of this race. And Cassie G also basically out of this race. We've got a VSC, which means we could slow down. And Kevin, you could tell us what actually happened there.
Yeah, Cassie was looking at a move on the outside of DJ Dio. And it looked to be on. But through the tight left-hander... it looks like maybe DJ Dio's turned in a little bit too much. Kasuchi had space, but it didn't look like he had enough, and he lost the car into him, and then that put DJ Dio in the wall and Kasuchi off track, of course. Okay,
but we're racing again, green flag, so we're going to look at Compassion, who's behind Geordie. He's quite close to him coming through Blanchimont, except I don't think this is going to be a move coming into the bus stop chicane. It's Geordie, he's got good straight line speed. He's also going to get a little bit of slipstream and DRS from his teammate Luke. Is there going to be a little switch of drivers here? Geordie's quite close to Luke, but yeah, it's not going to happen just yet. Compassion, he's going to have to sit behind right now.
Geordie with 1 lap fresher mediums as well, which on a track like this with tyre wear, it could actually help out quite a bit, so maybe a switch would be something they might be thinking about. Obviously right now doesn't look like it's happening, but maybe he'll make a move now in the straight. Compassion will be looking for an opportunity if it arises. Going up our Rouge and through Radion. Oh, and he's gone off.
Oh yeah.
Luckily, he saves the car. Doesn't look like he got any.
They go side by side
either.
Sorry, that's Nuremberg going past McCrew. Sorry, I didn't see that. Geordie and Luke, they're going to go side by side, coming into the comments.
Compassion's going to go for Luke as well.
He's going to go up the inside. He's going to try and make a move. A little bit of wheel banging going on. Except this is Luke. He's dropped down into P9. That's not good. There was a bit of wheel banging and opportunism from Compassion. I'm not sure. I didn't really see much of that. The camera angles aren't exactly fantastic on this track. It's not a real excuse. I'm just a bit blind really, but this means Geordie, he's up into P7 and he's going to try and gain away from Compassion. Luke, he's dropped down into P9 now, which is not good for him. There's yellow flag in sector 1 and that's Mitchell out of this race. He's down in P18 though. So is that going to be another safety car? Virtual safety car again. So that's 2 virtual safety cars within 1 lap. So that's interesting. The race is going to slow down again and we're going to have to wait for the green flags very, very shortly. Up front though, Terror Race, I was about to say, is they're all kind of within a second of each car except Terror Race. I've got the race glitch with him, which isn't fun. He was within a second of Bjorn, but he's dropped back a little bit after this for ESC, so that's interesting. Bjorn is just behind Slimbo, so currently LR12. It looked like it was going to be FRL up at the top, but then, well, stuff happened.
They still have to make their stops.
They still have to pit, don't they?
They make Geordie and Luke have made their stops. And speaking of stops, actually, all 3 of the top 3 are in. Julian, interesting, stays out.
Okay. Racing again.
He wouldn't have ended up gaining from that, but the LR guys and Terror Racer will gain a little bit from that virtual safety cars. Terror Racer's serving a penalty there.
Oh, yeah, he got a 5-second penalty earlier on in the race. I'm not sure what for, but he got one all the same. But coming up El Rouge Radion, it looks like Compassion's quite close to Geordie, but I don't think he's going to be able to be close enough to make a move. We just had a yellow flag at sector 3.
Yeah, I've just found Sven. He has no wing. Through the bus stop, it looks like he went deep and hit into...
Jordy's going to go over the inside,
Benny,
coming
I
into the
think.
come on McCrew. He's going for it. He's gone side by side. Sorry for cutting you off. They will bang a little bit. Here he comes. Yep, there goes Jordy. He's in front of McCrew now. He's up into the podium positions. Compassion. He's looking. He's going for everything he can. He's trying to go for that P4. McCrew goes back up the inside of Jordy. It looks like they almost touched. Got really close, but Jordy, really good move to go up the inside into the com. There's been a lot of wheel bangs. Sven retires. He's given up. He's had enough. Actually, has he given up? Virtual safety car again.
I would think so.
Oh, Jordy spun! Jordy just spun! He just spun through P1. He just lost the car, and Jordy's now dropped all the way down to P8.
Yeah, no damage. Easy mistake to make if you get up on that curb, but you shouldn't really be up on that curb in the first place, though. And he, of course, drops down a few positions, which means Compassion is now... once again the net race leader, as he was at one point when he got past Luke for a lap, I think. He retakes the effective lead of this race, and with Luke actually being a little bit more behind him, if he can make this overtake at the end of this virtual safety car, as it does end just now.
Benny's just got a drive-through. He's in P15, so it won't be too dramatic. But with green flags racing again, we got Compassion just behind McCrew. He's going to have DRS, except there's no real point in making a move into the first corner because it won't benefit you up the camel straight. So I think Compassion might be able to move himself up into the podium positions behind McCrew because he's going to have DRS, which McCrew does not have anymore because Jordy spun. So we're seeing quite a few bottles today, being from Nuremberg, who's managed to really come back through this race, which is really good to see from him. Only 5 plus 2, 7, 8 laps remaining. Here comes Compassion on McCrew. He's going to blast past him on the straight. No chance he can really do much about that. Yeah, McCrew has to concede that position. Sit behind him for now. Benny has to serve his drive through, which is really disappointing for him, despite being in P15. As of course, every single position...
I've just noticed the guys, the two LR guys who pitted under the safety car, they are out on softs, 7th and 6th, and they are right behind the effective race leaders right now. So they're on softs, they could push on and maybe get past Compassion. They can see Compassion right now, and they will be a lot faster.
I think it's possible. If as long as they clear McCrew and Compassion quickly, they could easily be on for this race win. As Nuremberg, he's going to be going to the end on those hards. The softs, they'll definitely be stronger than those hards, quite dramatically, I'd say. So they're going to have to try and fight their way through and get Nuremberg. I'm not sure on the penalties for Nuremberg. I think he might have it 5 seconds. So penalties could still change this order. But Luke, he's behind McCrew. Is he going to be able to make a move into the bus stop chicane? He's close to him. He looks like he might be going for it. He does. He goes for it up the inside, coming to the bus stop. A little bit of wheel bang again. There's been a lot of wheel bang. Kind of turns in on them there, if I'm honest. Pushes wide, except Ella. There were 1, 2, 3 there. They're all kind of together. Slimbo and McCrew or something. Someone side by side. I have no idea, but except it looked like they're going 3 wide coming into turn 1. It's FRO Luke on the inside. They're going to go 3 wide up. Oh god, don't do this up El Rouge already on. One of you's got to back out. Okay, that's some nice lag.
Lagging a little.
Yeah, it looks like it. They're going to go side by side. Slimbo and Luke. We're going to take a back seat. Luke is lagging. That is terrifying. I'm scared. Slimbo, McCrew, Bjorn, all together. They're going to try and dominate up on Luke. 2 of them haven't got DRS. Coming up with Lacombe. Oh, McCrew lets off, except they're all going together. It looks like they still go 3 wide. LR's on the outside. There's so much lag coming from Luke. It's impossible to see. They're inside of each other. They're making car babies. That isn't good. Okay, yeah, they're literally inside each other. I can't commentate on that.
Have more grip now to get past. To go. Oh, and Luke kind of hits but doesn't hit Slimbo.
Oh god, this is awful.
And he's hit Bjorn as well. That's.
Okay, Bjorn, here comes McCrew. He's going to go the inside on Luke. Luke's just dropping positions everywhere now. The lag is not helping him.
And now Jordy's right behind his teammate. Will he let his teammate go?
I have no idea. He's E.T. the extraterrestrial, also known as FRO
honestly,
Luke.
I think he should let his teammate go, considering his lag, but I don't know if he would.
He probably should. I mean, FRO always got good communication, but if they want to do good in this race, they need to let Jordy through because, I mean, Luke, he's all over the place. He's just teleporting, which is not recommended and not ideal. But, yeah, now it's LR in 4 and 5 and first. So, LR, look like they could be coming out on top in this weekend, except LR Julian has still got to pit. So, I think we could see an LR1-2 as FRO aren't having the best race today. I've just realised we've lost 3 NLR drivers. 3.
Whoa.
And the only other one's in P15. So it's just been absolutely awful.
Oh, is Jordy... Oh no, they're actually going side by side.
Well, they are.
Nipro and Jordy going for P8. It is. Jordy holds him off. Luke is just ahead of him, his FRL teammate.
Indeed, come down the Camel straight. Nipro behind Jordy. Is he going to be able to make anything into Lacombe? He's going to go for it. It looks like he's looking down the inside. He looks at Jordy. He tries it, maybe. Mounts the curb, except it just doesn't quite come off for him. But, yeah, FRO not having the best race. Currently 7th and 8th, which I believe will turn into 5th and 6th. So still not awful, but it's not as good as they want. LR having a great race. Look at that. 4, 5, 6. That's great for them right now. Really bringing them back into this fight. Except it's maybe not as good.
It seems like it kind of came out of nowhere as well. I'm not sure if McCrew has to pit again. No, he doesn't actually have to, but I don't know if he could take those tires to the end.
I think he'll puncture. I think he'll puncture because I don't think he's got the pace either. I'm not sure. I think he might have to pit again because that's not going well. I think Nipro's just spun. Nipro was quite high up, wasn't he? Was he not?
Nipro? No, I don't think so.
I don't know, but he's spun now, which is disappointing for him.
But LR have kind of came out of nowhere in these last few laps. They've a guy leading. They've 4th and 5th to themselves, and they are chasing after that race win, which they are gaining, by the way, on Compassion. That's basically the guy who they do need to get past. And they have McCrew in P6 to hold off everyone else. So they actually have kind of an FRL type situation from Singapore. They have someone on slower tyres, so of course he will be doing the holding up.
Speaking of FRL, here comes FRL, Luke on McCrew. Coming up into Lacombe, he's going to go around the outside. Awful camera angle, so I have no idea what's going on. McCrew and Luke having a little fight.
I think.
Oh god, that's not good. Except here goes McCrew. Is he going to be able to do anything against Luke? He gets a good exit. Is he going to be able to go over to the inside? No, he's not. Luke holds that off. McCrew's going to have to go around the outside line. They made a bit of contact. Luke almost lost the rear. He just kind of got a little bit of a sideways action going on. McCrew made contact with the back of Luke, which means LR have lost one of their little train because McCrew's tyres. 16 laps on the medium. He has to pit, surely. He cannot take those to the end because here's FRO Jordy as well.
Yeah, and you have to say the same You have to say the same about Julian. He is leading this race ahead of Nuremberg. I mean, if he punctures, Nuremberg could be a potential for the race win, a potential vote for the race win, I guess, if you want to put it like that. Compassion is closing, and then. Yeah, really, you have Eller Julian, who might take his stars to the end, ahead of Nuremberg, who will take his stars to the end. Then you have Compassion closing in on both, and then you have the 2 LR guys closing in on Compassion. So by the end of this race, I mean, last few laps, we could see quite a close-up top 5, or even 6, really.
Yeah, absolutely, because those mediums for Julian, they're just not going to last. I don't think they can last at all. And they're going to just die out, except we've got Kassaji and Bryn fighting. Kassaji switches over to the outside, coming into turn 1. Bryn's just got past him. I'm not sure where or how, but he managed it. Jordy, he's behind McCrew. McCrew's behind Luke, so who's going to get DRS? McCrew has got DRS on Luke, but Jordy, he's got DRS on McCrew and the slipstream. He's got more pace. Is he going to go around the outside, coming into the calm? He's going to go for it. He's going to try a little bit of wheel banging again. There's always wheel banging at the moment, except he's going to be on the inside for the second part of this chicane. He gets the move done. Great move from Jordy on McCrew. McCrew's tyres are just, they're screaming at him. They just want to be let out. They're just like clawing. They're just bad. That's all we can say about his tyres. Not having a good time. There's a yellow flag in sector 2. Anyone?
Yeah.
Bryn?
That was
Bryn.
Polino or Bryn, yeah.
I think it's Bryn because he was fighting with Kassaji. Nipro's just overtaken his PMP teammate, which is always fun. Slimbo's behind Bjorn, except I don't think they're going to fight each other really, let's be honest. Bryn picks up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, so That's disappointing for him as we come into the final 3 laps of this race. Currently LR winning, but will LR be winning for much longer? Because those 17 lap old mediums, I mean, yeah, they're not exactly in good shape, I'd say. So
yeah, they have to go 21 laps by the end. Wait, yeah, 21 laps they have to go by the end of this race. So can they go that long? Maybe, but I mean, even if they could go that long, they're gonna be dead.
I have my doubts. I don't think he'll be able to take those that long. I think he will puncture, and if he does puncture and pit, that means he's going to move down the order, which means Nuremberg will take the provisional race lead with the Compassion behind him, and then Bjorn in P3, Slimbo following behind his LR teammate in P4. So we could be seeing an interesting end to this race. Depends on what Julian can do with his tyres. He has to keep them nice and soft and smooth. As Jordy's just gone past his FRL teammate into Lacombe. That was a bit of team orders. Luke, he's on slightly older tyres, but he's lagging a lot, and I don't think he has the pace on Jordy. Jordy has 3 seconds to catch the Slimbo, and Bjorn on the softs ahead of him. So gap's starting to spread out just a little bit more now. Luke, he might have the task of holding McCrew behind him, except McCrew, I think he's already being held behind by his tyres. 18 lap olds, same as Julian. He's gone for the same strategies, really risky and really kind of, pushing the boundaries of the tyres, pushing the absolute limit of what a tyre can do. So it's risky from those two, but if it can kind of work out for
just
them.
got a 3-second penalty there.
Ooh, that's going to change something.
That could be crucial. If he has more than just that penalty, that could drop him to P3. But if not, it shouldn't be too bad. Looking at the battle for P3, it looks like Bjorn has caught up to the back of Compassion now. He has 2 laps to make this move, and if both LR drivers can make the move, maybe Bjorn can put pressure on Nuremberg. If not, I think Julian's tyres are dying now.
Oh yeah.
1 second between the top 2.
I'm trying to see, is there a puncture? Not in his rear tyres, and not in his front tyres, but
no puncture, but I think they're dying. They are dying. They're screaming for help.
Yeah, here comes Bjorn behind Compassion. Oh my god, he's got straight line speed. Coming up the inside into Lacombe. Bjorn's trailer speed. Oh no, he's locked up and Compassion's just got back. It's past him. Oh, it's fun! Bjorn is round! And he's lost podium position. He's just reset to track. Oh god, why would you do that? Awful. I hate resetting to track. I just voice cracked everywhere when I started shouting with that. But Bjorn, he spun, he made contact with Compassion. He made a mistake under his brakes. He locked up and he's lost it. He's lost that podium position for LR. He's lost it for himself. And he's lost his pride and his confidence. Bjorn, he's knocked down and he is out of this race. There's no way he's coming back through.
Now it's Slimbo's turn, I guess, to go for Compassion. But look at the fight for the lead now. In the last lap, Nuremberg is really caught up. You can see the difference, even in a flat-out corner. Julian's tyres just don't want to turn. They just want to, be left alone, really.
They're crying.
And Nuremberg's tyres are like, okay, I'm fine. I can go to the end of the race easy enough. Let me through. So yeah, now he's right behind. Surely he'll be able to make the move at the top of our Rouge Radion. So I guess we'll keep having a look, or you have a look at that, and I'll keep tabs on Slimbo and Compassion.
Nuremberg exit seemed to be quite equal with Julian through the first corner, but up the Kemmel Straight, Julian's finished. Radion is not going to have fun with those tyres. Nuremberg, he's going to have the DRS, he's going to have that little bit of slipstream. Ooh, Peter Parker's retired. He was at the back anyway, so that's disappointing for ER. But there goes Nuremberg. He's past Julian. Julian can do nothing about that. He has to concede the race lead. And it looks like Slimbo's just got past Compassion.
Slimbo has got past Compassion in the straight, easy as you'd like. So a bit earlier than his teammate, and unlike his teammate, he's not going to go side by side and spin. So it looks like that P3 is Slimbo's, but actually, can he catch up to his teammate now? There is a 4-second gap, but those mediums are done.
If he gets a puncture, I think he can. But the mediums don't seem to be bad enough that Slimbo will be able to catch Harley Beam gets a 3-second time penalty, which might affect him actually with Nipro behind him, but this is the final lap of this race. We've got Nuremberg in the lead, but let's not forget he has penalties. Compassion has been overtaken by Slimbo, so it could have been a nice LR 1, 2, 3, 4 and 8, but sadly Bjorn spun after making a bit of contact with Compassion. I think driving standards so far in this event in all races hasn't been the best. I've seen too much wheel banging and things like that, but Nuremberg, he spun under the safety car, he's come back on the hard tyres, and he's going to cross the line in Belgium to take the race win on track, except behind him, is it going to be able to beat Julian? Julian beats him on the penalties. Slimbo, will he be able to beat him on penalties as well? No, he won't, except Compassion does.
Compassion gets him back on penalties as well.
He does indeed, as we have Bjorn coming across the line too. We got many people crossing the line. I can't keep a track of this.
Luke had quite a few penalties. He's dropped to 9th.
He really did. So, looking at everything now, we can run through the grid. So that's Julian, who takes the win after penalties. Nuremberg, still a fantastic comeback drive after spinning and bottling under the safety car. He comes back and he takes... Oh, hang on, I just realised PMP... Oh, they're fighting actually! Nipro and Harley Beam were fighting coming into the last couple of corners. I'm sorry I missed that, I was focusing on other things. That's disappointing. Nipro beats him on penalties anyway. That was quite aggressive for the kind of consolation places really, but... Interesting race. We had Julian take the win on penalties. Nuremberg coming back after his slight mistake. Quite big mistake. I think that cost him the race win, as we see Brendan Hartley on the podium. I think he has the most punchable face I've ever seen in my life. But yeah, he takes the win, does Julian for LR. We have 3 different cars on the podium. Got 2 Dutch and a German. So the neighbouring countries, I mean, it was quite likely we'd have a Dutch on the podium, really, over 50%. But anyway, let's run through the order. As we have Julian, who takes the race win here in Belgium, which is fantastic for him and LR. Nuremberg in P2, losing out on penalties. Maybe if he didn't spin, it would have been better for him. Compassion comes home in P3. Slimbo comes home P4 for LR. So LR have really brought themselves back into this competition, with next week being our final week around some sort of track which I don't know. Geordie comes home in P5, so we've got P6, 7, 8, 9, all the Dutchmen of Bjorn, McCrew, Terra Racer, Luke. Rounding out the top 10 is Ivan, and then Polina Bros having the disappointing race with FRL in P11, PMP Kasachi coming home in P12, Bryn in 13th, Nipro, Harley Beam and Benny being the last drivers not to retire in this race, and La. Awful race for them. 3 drivers out, with their next best driver being a P15. Truly awful weekend for them. So Peter Parker also the last DNF for VER. So anyway, looking at that, we will treat some pretty decent racing today. Some bottles, some drama. So at least we had some action, a bit of wheel banging and questionable racing going on. So anyway, next week will be some sort of track. I'm not too sure. We're not going to bother with interviews today, because I don't like them. So anyway, this is going to round out round 3 of the PMP eSports event. We'll be seeing you back next week with the same teams being PMP, NLR, VER and FRL. So anyway, thank you to Kevin for being my co-com today. I hope you have a great rest of your day, rest of your week and rest of your lives. I'll see you all next week, again joined by Kevin. Goodbye.